In this video, I'm going to show you how I made a crocheted tire cover for our Casita camper. To make this project, I used an acrylic yarn because I wanted something that would be easy to wash, and I used 3 colors. I used this butter, light denim, and denim. I chose the blues because that's going to look nice with the exterior of the camper, and I like the yellow as a contrast to the blue. And I don't know how well this is going to hold up to the sunlight and all the dirt. This is the first time I've ever had a crocheted tire cover, but I have seen them on Jeeps and other vehicles. And based on the research I have done, an acrylic yarn is a good choice for this. For crocheting the circle, I used a pre-made pattern that I found on the internet. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to use the same pattern. So in this video, I will show you how I did the wraparound part, how I crocheted that part of it to make it fit over the tire. So I chose a round pattern. You can choose a round tablecloth or something else round. I chose a shawl pattern. It needs to be a fairly large pattern. It needs to be as big or bigger than your tire. This shawl is the pattern that I chose. I just did the round inner part of it, and I'll put a link in the description below to this pattern in case you want to do the same design. So I followed the pattern, doing what the pattern says until my crocheted circle was as large in diameter as my tire. After I got my tire covered to the right diameter, the next step that I'm doing is working a single crochet all the way around. You can see that because this is a fancier design, it's got shells and different things, everything isn't exactly always even. So luckily my last row brought everything up to where it was all even all the way around. Some of the stitches are chain stitches and some are crochet stitches. So I'm going to do a single crochet all the way around, the same number of stitches, and that will give me a base to work from on my next round. So after it's the right diameter, I'm making sure that I have a good base by doing a row of single crochets all the way around. Okay, so I have done the single crochet all the way around, and I'm back to the beginning, and I didn't join. I'm just going to keep crocheting around. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to crochet in the back loop only, and I'm going to still do a single crochet, and I will do this all the way around. Okay, I had put a stitch marker here on the back so I could see when I got back to the beginning of my stitches in the back. So I finished my row of stitches all the way around the circle that were in the back loop only. And now I'm going to go around the circle again, still doing single crochets, but I will go through both of the loops. And as I do a couple of rounds like this, it will start to turn and become almost bowl-like. It won't be stiff because this is a floppy yarn, but it will definitely have a shape to it where it can go around the edges of the tire. So I finished crocheting all the way around one time in both loops, and then I did a crochet round where I decreased every 10th stitch. So I would do 9, I did 9 regular crochet and then 1 decrease stitch. If you don't know how to do a decrease stitch, I'll show you. You just do like you're going to do a regular crochet in. You put your hook in and draw a loop up and then you go into the next stitch and draw a loop up and then yarn over and pull through all 3, and that changes it. Instead of having 2 stitches there, you have 1 stitch. So I did every 10th stitch all the way around, I did a decrease, and then I did 1 row of just 1 crochet in every stitch, a single crochet in every stitch. And then the next round I did a decrease every 5 stitches. So I would do 4 single crochets, and then I would do the 5th, I would do a decrease stitch where I went into 2 stitches to make 1 stitch. And as you can see, and that's where I've stopped here, and I've stopped back here at the beginning where I put my marker. And as you can see, it's starting to curl up a little bit. Probably the amount that you need to decrease and how often is going to vary depending on the finished size of your project. I'm just kind of doing it based on how it looks. So it is starting to curl in a little bit, so I'm going to do it all the way around a couple of times without decreasing, and I'll see how that looks. I've done several more rows now, and you can see this is where my circle ends the front of the cover, and now I'm working on the side, and you can see how it's really starting to come together and look like it would fit over the side of the tire. I did 2 rounds with just 1 single crochet in every stitch, and then I did 2 decreasing rounds where I did a decreasing stitch in every 5th stitch, and I did that 2 times all the way around. And then I did a regular 1 stitch in each round 5 times, and then so I did 5 rows of just a single crochet in every stitch. And then I did 2 more rows of the decreasing every 5 stitches, so I did 4 single crochets and then 1 decreased stitch in 2 crochets, and then I did that all the way around 2 times. And then I did a decreasing round where I decreased every 3rd stitch, so I did 2 stitches and then I did a decreasing stitch and then 2 more stitches and then a decreasing stitch. And then I did 5 more rows of just 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now I'm ready to take it out to the camper, and I'm going to try it on and see how it fits. I didn't record trying it on for size, but it fit pretty well, but I decided to add 2 more rows of single crochet all the way around. What you'll need to do for yours will depend upon the yarn you use and your hook size and your tire size, so it may vary, but just keep decreasing and trying it on and seeing how it fits until you get something that completely covers the tire like the original tire cover does. And you want it to be pretty tight. You can add something at the end. You can add like a drawstring if you want to and weave it through the end loops. We thought about adding some of those elastic clips that you use on the underside of your ironing board to hold the ironing board cover on, to put those on the back to hold it on, but ours is really tight, so we decided that we did not need to add anything extra to hold it on. Here you can see it goes completely around the tire and even covers on the back side a little bit, and it is very tight. It was really hard to get on. We just got back from a 2,000-mile round trip with the tire cover on the back, and we did go through high winds and rain, and it stayed on just fine, and it still looks really good.